David, a clean sheet and another 3 points collected here at Dumbarton Stadium against Stirling Uni. How do you look back on your team's winning performance?
Really enjoyed the game first and foremost. I think obviously the scoreline looks very comfortable when it gets to 5-0, but our lads had to work for that scoreline tonight. I think we scored a magnificent goal in the first few minutes. I think before even Stirling Uni's managed to touch the ball, but I think for the spell just after the 10-15 minutes, I thought they made it difficult for us. I don't think we had as much control of the game as what we would have liked, but that was credit to Stirling University. They've pressed us really high. They've tried to make it really difficult for us. But after we worked out how we could get our overloads and find ways to go and play off the side of their press in the first instance before we went central, it was credit to the boys. Once we got that, we nullified the pressure and eventually found ways to make sure we could get control of the game. And thereafter, I think we just managed to find a flow that they find difficult to manage.
You talk about being relentless within your squad. Is that something that you feel that was shown tonight throughout all areas of the pitch?
Yeah, we always talk about that. I think we referred back to the Gretna game, and we spoke about half time how we weren't at it as well as we would like the guys to have been in terms of the energy, the intensity. We almost played the game at a pace that didn't really suit us, but the second half was much where we want to be at, and I think that was the message that started today's game. The energy we want to show before we even think about what we're doing with the ball has to be evident, and the first half was like that today. I say after we managed to find a way to play through the pressure, and they kept it going for the duration of the game, which is a clear message. The guys live by that, and it's important that the game days show that as well.
Are you pleased the way in which the squad are mirroring the gameplay of the first team?
That's quite a bit. It's always a clear message for us. It's always something we look at. We've been tasked to try and make sure we're as close to the first team as we possibly can. Obviously we can't be exactly the same, but where we possibly can, it's to look that way. So I think it's credit to the players. The players are listening intently. We've had a couple of opportunities to train. Some of the lads have managed to train with the first team as well, so the messages are consistent. So yeah, we'll always strive to achieve that, but ultimately once we do it on the training pitch, it's the players that carry out that game plan on the pitch. And you can see that the way we manage to build the game through control. We always try and find the game in areas of the pitch that we want to play in, and we invite more players in. Once we get an opportunity to break through their pressure, we go and we try and go at pace. And I think you see many kind of situations in the second half that was clear evidence of what that looks like.
And can we get an update on Chris McKee, who was taken off in the first half? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, Chris is obviously unfortunate. He's come back from injury just recently. He's picked up another slight niggle, I think, on his hamstring, so it was certainly a precautionary one in the first instance, and the medical team, they will look at him and see if it's anything that needs to have a bit more attention. But he's obviously a bit disappointed. He's been desperate to get back into the team. He's the last two games, and unfortunately it's one that will hold him back for a little bit until the guys look at him properly.
And a debut goal for Charlie McCallum. How's he settled in to the squad, and are you pleased with his performance tonight?
Well, listen, Charlie has had a couple of opportunities in the previous games. I think he's been a little bit disappointed he's not managed to get a goal. So we had that conversation before tonight that as long as he keeps finding himself in those situations, he will finish. He has got the ability to do that, and he's never been far away up until this point. But I think it's important to say there's more than Charlie tonight as well. I think that some of the other goals, I look at Charlie Lindsay's goal that came from a controlled break from our half, and he's kept and played a 1-2 all year before passing the ball into the corner. So there's been a variation of goals tonight, but I think all of them in their own right have been. Listen, it's how we want to look as a team. It's important that it's great we managed to get goals at the back end of it as well.
I'm looking ahead to the weekend now. We face Edinburgh Uni on Saturday, away fixture. How much are you and the boys looking forward to that game?
Yeah, it's good to go to another venue, something a bit more different, and hopefully the fans will come along and watch the ones, particularly the ones that stay local to that as well. But yes, it's an exciting game again to look forward to. We'll prepare for it similar to tonight. The message is clear. We have to make sure that we influence the game, we decide what the game needs to look like. We know opposition will have presented us with different challenges, but we have to try and make sure that our game model and our identity is really clear.